Hello and welcome to today's video on high altitude investing. So today is Wednesday's market roundup, and basically what I do is I go over some markets I'm looking at, some heavily requested ones, and tell you what my thoughts are. And I have links to all of the trading view ideas that I make during this video in the description below. So go ahead and check on that if you want to go and reference to my ideas. So yeah, let me go ahead and switch to my screen here. Excellent. See if that's working right. Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to start with Lisk because it's been a relatively good day trader coin, and that's something that I like to look at is ones that you can day trade. This is also pretty heavily requested. I have a list of my requests right here in my sticky notes I'm going to go over. So let me scroll here. Let's see. Yeah, so we're checking out Lisk here, and this is 1 minute candlesticks, and on the 1 minute I wouldn't say this is an excellent time to be buying, obviously, but it's been trading pretty well. Like, it's been trending up in one direction, which is really nice. Yeah, there's a little bit of pullback and push up, but that's exactly what you're like expecting in a market. That's what you want to see, is some push and pulls. So if you don't see that, then there isn't any volume really, or it's at least all volume in one direction, in which case you can momentum trade it and get a pretty good idea of where it's going. So here is let me see here. So here's basically what I'm thinking. This is 1 hour candlesticks. This would be what I would be looking at as a possible 1, 2, 3 bottom continuation here. Though I will say I'm waiting for the fallout or push up. So basically we want to see it either break below this bottom point right here or push above this high point right here. Until it does one of those two things, it's kind of channeling this area. And as a trader, you want to look for really good entries, and I would say that this is the entry that I would have been looking for, is landing on this Ichimoku cloud. There's a secondary entry and a primary entry. I probably would have been watching for this 1, 2, 3 bottom that formed right here on the 1 hour. So that's a 1, 2, 3 bottom that formed, which probably proved right here when it broke the 2 point, which is why there's this increase in volume here, which is probably what proved that run up to happen here in Lisk, is that 1, 2, 3 bottom on the day. So yeah, basically what I'm looking for is it to either fall back onto the cloud, break below the cloud, and either fall out of its bottom formation or push above its resistance. So that's what I'm looking for, and I wouldn't say that it's an excellent entry point at this exact price. Now, like I said, I'm going to be having every single chart I used in this video in the description. So I'm going to take an instant snapshot and copy this image URL. Then I'm going to drop it below the coin that I covered. Excellent. So now let's look into ETC. ETC is a pretty good looking, investment if you've got in the good spots, which I was actually talking quite a bit about getting in on the Ethereum train. Let me see. The Ethereum Classic train, to be specific, actually, because ETC is doing pretty well right now. If we hop on coinmarketcap.com and we look at the percentage change, well, I think ETC on CoinMarketCap is down 3.79%. Let's check on Poloniex because I think that's against the US dollar, that percentage change, which is pretty important to pay attention to because there's lots of different price movement in between the other. Yeah, see, it's up. Let's see, it's up 3% against Bitcoin, so it's doing pretty well, honestly. It's doing a little bit better than I suspected against Ethereum, only because Ethereum is doing so well. Now earlier today, Ethereum was down almost 4%, I believe, and ETC was up closer to 20, so we're seeing a little bit of cross correlation in the volume there, which we actually haven't seen. They were actually running up and coexisting really, really well earlier, and they could keep doing that. That's not out of the range of possibilities, but I will say that Ethereum Classic may finally be hitting some resistance here, and Ethereum has already fallen out of resistance and could be recovering. So as far as entry points, see, because this could be a recovery inside of this triangle. As far as entry points, I'm waiting for Ethereum Classic to possibly pull back a little bit for an entry point, but it could be a really, really good one to hold and day trade. But as of right now, I don't have any ETC except on my personal account that I've had for a long time that I'm just holding. But I'm not day trading in and out of ETC right now. And the chart pattern looks like it basically, like, see, what I was pointing out right here is that it has to either break above or below this resistance and this support, and it clearly broke above right here. See, when it touches this point again, that's when you look for secondary entry, and you could have entered around right here in this cloud, which would have given you a pretty good profit after that. But I will say this is a very resistive area that it just pulled up into. So what I would be looking for is possibly a pullback into the cloud, maybe below the cloud, and a third entry point. But I will say that third entries are way more dangerous than primary and secondary entries. You really want to be getting in when the market is cheap and young before it starts, you know, that way you have a lot of sell opportunities if you feel necessary. It's just smarter as a trader to get in early as possible, like as early as possible, you know. This area would have been excellent buying. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for in ETC, is either a pullback into this area or a hard pump up. Now I would not enter right here though, because it's too risky. It doesn't look like a significant real reason to get into the market, you know. But that's what I'm looking for, is a possible pullback into the cloud and maybe even support. So yeah, that's my thoughts on ETC. Let me go ahead and drop this snapshot. Let me know if you like this way that I'm doing the market roundups. I've done them a couple different ways in the past, and this just seemed like the most effective, was trading view ideas. I might actually just post the ideas too, publish them. If you'd rather have that in the next video, I'll go ahead and publish them if you want to be able to like and comment on the idea rather than just look at the snapshot. But that's up to you guys. Yeah, let's check out Bitcoin now. And speaking of which, sorry it took so long for me to get around to my video today. I normally try and do them in the mornings as best as I can, but today has been pretty crazy for me. I've just been trying to, it was all I could do to get around and do all the stuff I needed to get done today, so Alright. Excellent. Here we go. Now this is pretty common what we're seeing here. Standard, standard pullback, standard catch leverage right here at the bottom of the pitchfork. This is Bitcoin, by the way. We're running up a little bit in volume and price, and then we have this small pullback, possible resistance from this area. That's what I'd suspect. But it's still healthy. It's still healthy. It still hasn't dumped off below any significant support areas. Let me delete that. Hasn't dropped below any significant support areas. So you can see it caught right here nicely at actually a higher price than it stopped at before. So it stopped right here last time, then we caught a little bit above. So maybe we'll see it catch above again and start doing what's considered an uptrend, which is when you make higher lows and higher highs. Now, a downtrend is when you make lower lows and lower highs. That's basically what defines the two. But I will say that Bitcoin doesn't look terrible right now. As much as people want you to think it looks terrible, it does not look terrible. In fact, it looks like a pretty good entry point. And unless we have something really come along and stop me out, which is what I would, it wouldn't hurt me. It's not like it'd hurt me because I have stop losses. And if you have stop losses, then it only hurts you as much as you let it hurt you, which you set inside of a set of rules, which everybody should set for themselves. That's why I have a video on managing trades. It's called how to manage trades for maximum profit, I believe. If you have your stops set properly, then it's only going to cut you out a little bit of potential profit, or a little bit of account balance, and you're good either way. So I'm still long on Bitcoin, and until we break below support, as much FUD as there is in the market, that's exactly what they want. They want maximum FUD so that everybody gets panicked, so that they can get their cheap Bitcoins and laugh as it goes clear up in value again. So you don't want to be you don't want to be the person on the other side of that. You want to be the person making the money off buying cheap Bitcoin and selling it when it's valuable. But you also don't want to be the one that misses out on a big issue or problem, and it's possible that that could occur in Bitcoin. I'm not saying that Bitcoin will stay forever no matter what. I think it will. I think it will stay around for a long time, but I'm not blindsided to the possibility of it not being around. Now, I will say that there is a lot of FUD in the market, but it's not anything that's scaring me from getting into Bitcoin. So that's my personal thoughts on Bitcoin. I already dropped that idea, so let me go to the Ethereum chart. And go ahead and you guys can send me emails or tweet at me or whatever every Wednesday until I make my video, and you can ask me for ones to be checking out, because normally the Wednesday market roundups have quite a few requests, and so because of that I like to get as many as I can. Alright, so it looks like I may have been kind of off on my Ethereum triangle. I didn't really put it in the right spot. It's better if you ride the triangle perfectly. So see how it's touching. So I'm trying to get that triangle to ride perfectly here. Okay. Alright. Now let's pull my pink line over here again. And awesome. Okay. Sorry, I just got a text. So now that I've fixed my triangle here, well, not quite actually, because I need to pull up this into this body. So you want to have the pink part, or the pink roof, or the ceiling I should say. It's pink on this chart because I'm using pink trend lines. It doesn't matter what color it is, but you want to have the ceiling on the top of the body, of the highest wicked candle, or the highest wicked candle. So right here, this wick goes to this high right here, and then you have the trend line on the body of the candle, which ends right there. So we're still following inside of this triangle, and it still holds to be true that we're waiting for it to either go above, this is called fallout trading, or pump up above this resistance, or fallout trading, where it falls out beneath this triangle. Now the reason triangles work is because usually if a market is trending up, it will trend up in the shape of a triangle. And now that's a very generalized answer to the reasons triangles work, but really that's the reason any shape works in a market, is because the market remembers that shape and follows it. So if you put a triangle in this, and you're looking for it and it pumps up above this area, then you can naturally assume it has a higher chance of going higher than that, so it continues its trend, than it falling off. It's a lot more likely that if the market comes up and breaks above this price again, it's way more likely that it will continue going up than it falling afterwards. Now, if it falls afterwards, it's also more likely that it will continue falling, at least for a little while. So that's why you can enter right after it hits this spot. You might even have a small pullback, but you can enter right after it hits that previous high, because you have a pretty good idea that it has a higher chance of continually going up after that than not. Now, that isn't always the case, but it's generally the case, and generally can make you a lot of money if you use it to your advantage. Now let me get this cleared up a little bit here. Alright, so yeah, basically what you look for is the fall or the break. And that's what we call it, is the fall or the break. There's lots of other terms. It's the one I like to use. But yeah, you can draw a triangle anytime you see an uptrend like this and see if it falls or breaks. Now, the next one that I'm going to look at, actually, let me copy this idea. I do not have charting access to, because it isn't on it isn't on any of the major exchanges yet. So let's go ahead and look at PVX, PIVX, PIGS, I don't know. Anyways, this is one I was pointed out to earlier today from my people on my Discord chat, that I should probably check it out, and it's because it was coming up to right here. See how there's this triangle shape? And see this previous high? See how it's coming up to test that previous high again? So they pointed it out to me. It hit that previous high. I got into the market, and then I got out of the market when it came up into this area, when I was in some profit and could sell. And that was because I knew it had a higher probability of going up if it broke this previous high than going down. So that's one that I was looking at earlier today. It's a new one that I highly recommend checking out. Their website, it's really cool, it's private, it's quick, and it has a lot of benefits over Dash, but it's similar to it, so it's one I recommend checking out. And if it gets added to Poloniex, it will probably turn into gold. So yeah, this is definitely one that I look at, and definitely one to keep your eye on. And that's also one that I use that same trading pattern that I'm talking about here in Ethereum, where it proved me correctly and turned out to be a profitable trade. So let me check out MadeSafe here. And this is actually the last coin that I can do today. I still have to catch up on quite a few emailing and some other stuff. Now, I usually try and do about an hour of recording on Wednesdays, so I know that that's not quite as much time this time, but I will hold up to that standard as best as possible, as consistently as possible for you guys. Alright, today was just a little crazy for me. So, MadeSafe isn't looking terrible. I will say that there isn't a specific trend direction on the 1 hour. Now let's check out the 1 day. This is something that I actually want to point out, because I feel like MadeSafe is possibly one of the best investments right now. I know that China has a big deal with it, like they love their MadeSafe. And what I mean by that is basically China buys MadeSafe. Now, what does that mean if China buys MadeSafe? Great question. What it means if China buys MadeSafe is a huge market that is very, very, well capitalized, can access this technology and can manipulate the direction of the price. Well, not manipulate, but help determine the direction of the price, because they're getting into the market. So this is what I'm looking for in MadeSafe. I want it to continue breaking high through this pitchfork. If it doesn't, then I would say it might not be a very good investment to keep your money inside of, at least for a little while. But I want it to continue inside of this pitchfork. And the reason for that is because it's had quite a bit of run up in the past, and it's just continually kept its volume. But this is this is making lower highs and lower lows. As you can see, this low is lower. Well, it's about the same as this one. So this is more like this could either be a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, or this could be a clear trend downwards. So that's what we're looking for. That's why I want it to break above this pitchfork here, is because if it does do that, then this could be a nice 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. But if it doesn't, then this actually has been trending down for a little while now. And if it doesn't change the direction of its trend, we can naturally assume that it will continue the direction of its trend. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for in MadeSafe, but it does look like it's caught that trend nicely, that trend line, and it could keep going up in between this pitchfork. So yeah, definitely a good one to keep your eye on though. Thank you for the person that suggested MadeSafe in my Discord chat earlier today. So yeah, oh, I was gonna go over Trump coin real quick. That's basically all I've got time for today though. So yeah, Trump coin, the next president. Now there's both President Trump coin and Trump coin, so I'm gonna go over a full review of both of them today. This is some serious business too, guys. If Trump coin is probably going to be the next main currency, so I definitely think you should check it out. This is, out of all the other coins, this is definitely the best one to invest in. This gets the investment of the week, you guys. The investment of the week award. 2016 coin publishes a great selection of curated content. So this is their website, is trump.2016coin.org. And by the way, it is 2017, if you forgot. And this is, it's a beautiful coin. It really is. I really think it could go to 1 million any day now. I'm just waiting for these presidents to keep stacking. Who wants those dead presidents when you can get those alive presidents? President Trump coin. I am really about this. This is definitely my favorite investment for the month. Huge shout out to the person that told me about Trump coin today. Let's see, where was it? It was seriously just, it was amazing when I seen this. Yeah, U.S. Marine. Huge shout out. This has got to be the future of cryptocurrencies. It's Trump coin. Now, on a serious note, Trump coin, like seriously, Trump coin, the one that only has 6 million circulating supply, might not be a terrible investment, only because people will have already, there's a reason that they would be about it, right? It's got a political incentive for people to want to look at it. And it's a movement by the people, stuff like this. I don't think, I'm not really much for Trump. I'm not really terribly against the idea of a coin. But I will say the chart pattern doesn't look too bad. It looks like it's been trending up. It's actually pretty similar to the chart pattern I looked for in Potcoin when I was getting into my early Potcoin investment, and that turned out to be one of my most profitable investments. So this could be a good investment, and it really depends. There's nothing saying this couldn't go up a lot in value. It's got a pretty low circulating supply, and if the demand goes up, it's only science, it's only economics that states it will go up in value. And economics is pretty good at predicting the future, you'll find. Now, that's basically my thoughts on it. The website doesn't look too bad. It's got a pretty good available supply. I'm not saying it couldn't go up in value, I don't think that other version, the other Trump coin, this one looks better than the other one that I was looking at. But yeah, I can't believe there's 2 different types of Trump coin. Like, what is the world coming to? Anyways, I appreciate you guys for tuning in to my market roundup for today, and I hope this helped inform you on my thoughts and ideas to where these coins are going. Quick note, this is my thoughts and ideas, so don't take any of this as trading advice. Just take it as my perspective and opinion. Now, I appreciate all you guys tuning in. You can donate to me if you like. Every donation is greatly appreciated. I will be making another video tomorrow, so watch out for that. Friday is my day off, but Saturday I will be back in the groove. And if you have any questions, email me, get a hold of me throughout whatever means, and I will get back to you as best as possible. Thank you, and you guys stay profitable.